Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. In late 2009, this nation was on the verge of making a decision about which we could have been collectively proud. We could have made this parliament a place of inspiration, a national response to climate change supported by both government and opposition, a policy of government and opposition that built upon the previous government's decision, a government not of our party, but consistent with the best practice in the world. Indeed, this week is the 7th anniversary of Prime Minister Howard announcing his support for an emissions trading scheme. Those debates in 2009 took our nation to a higher level. The myths, fears and uncertainties would be set aside, not just for the national interest, but for all generations, for all future time. But from that time, the hope that we could develop a national commitment has been frittered away. For the part of our current Prime Minister, he wrested away the leadership of the Liberal Party from the person who believed most in the evidence and the need for a response. For our part, we walked away from calling an election which the nation was entitled to have. We did the second best. We did work to achieve a national response, but we settled for the second best, transforming the international pricing of carbon into a carbon tax. But we were right to have international pricing. We were right to support an emissions trading scheme. We were right to have climate change as a political priority of the previous government. We were right to establish the Climate Change Authority, the Clean Energy Finance Corporation and the Australian Renewable Energy Agency. We were right to back the renewable energy target. We were right to listen to the scientific world. Labor's ETS is legislated. It is ready to go. But this Liberal Party, this once great party of the free market and free enterprise, wants no part of this market solution. They want to tear everything down that has been built. They want to replace it with an amateur, ill-conceived, centralist, Soviet-style voucher system that will give the nation's biggest polluters great wads of taxpayer money to keep polluting. The logic is baffling. The hypocrisy is staggering. This Liberal Party, the party that through the GP tax wants to put a price signal in place to stop pensioners and Australians on low and middle income earners from seeing their doctor, rejects the need for a price signal on pollution that will determine the health of our planet. They believe in a market to punish the sick and the vulnerable, but they won't support one that helps the earth. They turn their backs on the free market and the settled science in favour of Tea Party economics and crackpot pseudoscience. Make no mistake, Mr Deputy Speaker, this destructive policy will cost Australia dearly in the future. It will cost our country more and it will achieve less. Direct action is a policy designed solely for the Prime Minister's personal core constituency, the Flat Earth Society. It is a policy concocted purely to appease the ragtag militia of the internet trolls, the cranky radio shock jocks and the extreme columnists. The ideologues and demagogues who've held the climate change debate hostage for too long. Direct action is, as the Minister for Communications said in a more honest time, nothing but a policy fig leaf. In the blink of an eye of Earth's history, we have seen climate change that is staggering and frightening. In the blink of an eye that responds, let there be no tears for humanity.